Okay, I believe we're doing Sagittarius. Sagittarius, yes. Hello, Saggy. So it's taken me 2 days to get to this space right here with you, me and you right here. Autism, what can you do? So, let's just get started. We're gonna do a spread called Interview with the Ego. Because I can't just give lighthearted, fun messages. No, they've got to trigger you. That's not fun. Okay. Actually, Taurus's wasn't that bad. So fingers crossed that yours will be cool too. I won't have any issues. All right. I ask my guides, my galactic guardians, my angels, my archangels, my ascended masters, my ancestors, please help me to set my ego aside so that I can give the Sagittarius the message that is in their highest good today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I don't really know where that intro came from. It just like happened. And then it's like every time I sit in front of the camera with a deck of cards, it just kind of comes out like riding a bike. All right. So I'm actually gonna just read the number, read what the card means. I've got the spread numbered. So like we're gonna do 8 cards of the spread. So I'm gonna read what each card means. I'll tell you what each card means as I pull because the last reading was a little bit long. Explaining this is making it longer. All right. So can you please give me the card to represent Sagittarius's ego currently? Okay. Dissipating. So like ego is in a space of comfortability. It is in a space of stagnancy. Like wherever it has you, you're stagnant or you're probably feeling stagnant. Especially as a fire sign, you guys need movement. Okay, what is a lie that Sagittarius' ego tells them, please? You snatched that. Oh, wow. Okay, let me just pull a couple more. How the ego is dictating the life. A way ego influences you. It turns out I do need to pull more cards before I start reading, because otherwise I go really slow. Weird. I thought it was faster that way, but it's not. No! It's so far. It's so rude. I knew your ego didn't want me to talk about me. Sagittarius is your egos. Actually, y'all aren't that bad. I mean, we all have our spaces. But okay, I gotta just do this whole thing to get back in my spot. Don't do that again, okay? Quit interrupting the energy. You can't get away from this. All right, let's see where 1, 2, 3. All right, way ego influences you. Let me just get a couple cards ahead, and then that should help me give you a rounded. Unless they just, okay. So unless they just want me to start. Okay. All right. So the card to represent your ego is dissipating. Oh, I haven't been showing you. Hold on. You see how she's just sitting there staring at like a cop show, a spy show, something. It's figuring something out. You got a bird on a perch watching you. I don't know how that feels. That doesn't feel like Tweety Bird to me, you know? Anyway, okay. So a lie that your ego tells you is we've got the recovery card. Now, when we're looking at this recovery card, there's a key that is being blown out of the way. And it's like I feel like the person that's supposed to be like signifying as you, they're being blocked. Like their hands are literally trying to go past this. It's like an auric field smoke. I'm going to show you, but it's being blocked by this. So your ego is telling you that doing things this way will help you get that key. You see that key there? your ego is saying, yeah, if you do things like this, it will get you to the key. But if you can see, her hands are being blocked. She's physically blocked by this like auric field. How the ego is dictating the life, it's controlling you by guilt. Your ego, there's a lot of blue in this. So there's like a significant amount of blue in every card that I've pulled so far, which lets me know that your throat chakra is blocked. And then in this, like you're doing things through guilt. Okay. This is how ego is dictating your life right now. You're doing things through guilt because memories are like the driving fuel for this guilt. And so you're doing things that you think you should be doing because of this guilt. And look at this card. She's literally, do you see her handcuffs and the chain? She's chained to this very mundane task while she's got this like halo over her head. So it's like the guilt's ego's literally controlling you using guilt. And so you're doing what you think you should be doing, thinking that it's not ego. Does that make sense? A way that, let me see, where is it? A way that ego influences you. You got the miracle card. And there's like a highlight on the solar plexus. The solar plexus and the throat chakra. The solar plexus is your creativity. So it's like your creativity and your throat chakra. And these may be things that you use as a way to express yourself, like writing, singing, poetry, podcast, YouTube videos, reading out loud, reading to people, readings. I'm literally seeing somebody at like a book, like a book reading. I don't know, you might be an author, but you're blocked. Like you're not doing what you could be doing because ego literally has you thinking that by doing these mundane tasks, fueled by the guilt, it's going to create this like miracle for you. Why is the ego being given so much power? Why is the ego being given so much power right now, please? I'm not sure if you lost someone, and so you're doing things through ego based on the memory of what you think they would want you to do. That got really heavy. You got the completion card, which is the sacral. So you're now working with solar plexus and sacral. And the sacral is like where we get our gut yes or our gut no feelings from. Okay, but you got the completion card. Right? And you see how like those people are like the memories, you're remembering them. So the ego is being given this much power because it's almost like it's driven through love. Like this to me is driven through love, like wanting to make a family member that's passed on proud of you, you know, living fully in their name. But like the ways in which you might be doing that are hindering you is kind of what's coming up. And an important lesson to learn about the ego, please. Having faith. So it's like there's two parts of a coin here. It's like one part is doing things through guilt and almost fear. Because I feel like guilt is a vibration of fear. and fear is a lack of faith. So it's like the important lesson is that ego is calling you to have faith when there's been fear. And if you've lost someone, I'm sorry, that's really it's a very hard thing to have to let go of somebody in the 3D. And it could be like you having to let go of someone who hasn't actually passed on, which is a different type of grieving. I almost feel like it's harder to grieve someone that isn't actually passed on. But the lesson that you can take from this is to have faith where there's been fear. How can a Sagittarius gain control of the ego? Choosing growth. Okay. So here's the faith card, just so you can see your cards here. Okay. Holding to faith, remembering your loved ones that have passed, but in a space of reverence, of like ancestral memories, and that those memories help fuel you to move forward, right? So you have faith here, and then the way to gain control of your ego is to come into your own growth. So whatever that growth looks like to you. And here's the hard part about this. This type of growth that is necessary, that's being called in for you, it could feel like going against everything that the people you're remembering have taught you, especially in the world we're in, and depending on when you may have lost them. The world has changed drastically since, I would say, 2020, 2019 is when the world really shifted into a state of chaos. Really, I mean, it was pretty chaotic before that, but the chaos really compiled in a way that's just continued to gain momentum, like a snowball rolling down a hill with more snow. It's just getting bigger and bigger. And so I'm not quite sure when this loss has hit you, if it's someone that's passed or not, but I am getting that there's a necessity to take the fear and the guilt that you feel, okay, and unchain yourself. Okay, see how she's chained? Unchain yourself from that. How will life change for the better for Sagittarius after they do this? How will life change for the better for them? You're going to be clear of confusion. You got the confusion card. The confusion is going to clear. There's a lot of confusion around what you're supposed to feel. And that's so hard. That's so hard to be in a space where you're trying to honor people that you love. Like, I'm getting a little choked up here. So this may be really heavy. Like, it is so hard to honor the space of someone that you love. And also honor yourself when those things simultaneously are like opposites of a magnet. When you have the magnet, it fits perfectly, but if you shift it and you take the opposite side of that magnet and they're just pushing against each other, when someone is not there and you're left with these decisions, it's hard. Because you don't want to dishonor them. You don't want to dishonor that memory. And because dishonoring that memory will lead to more guilt, right? And that's where the lesson of having faith comes in, because faith is something that no one can see. While fear is, quite honestly, projecting a reality just as faith is. So if you're going to project a reality, this is teaching you to choose faith over fear, because how do you get over faith, or how do you get over fear, is you have faith. Fear is like this unknown thing, and I mean, sometimes it's absolutely necessary. Like, you're in the woods and a bear is chasing you or a man is chasing you, whatever is chasing you. And it's a time of action. Like, that fear has notified you that you don't need to be scared anymore. Now it's time to take action. there's a space of the fear has hit its action space where it's time to take action. And that action is to have faith and to continue to grow within self so that the confusion can clear. Okay, so we're going to do a Rainbow Warrior activation card. And it's literally just beautiful art. And the art is supposed to activate you on a subconscious level. You might feel it consciously if you're super connected, but it'll for sure be on your subconscious level. And yeah, let's see what we have here. Please give me a card for Sagittarius. Give me a card for Sagittarius. My dog gets really stressed out when I shuffle. She does not like it. A card for Sagittarius. One card. We're not doing 19 cards. This is already a full... Come on now. One card. Quit playing with me. Take the bottom one. Take the bottom one. We'd not fight about it. All right, let's see what we got here. Number 38. Oh, how pretty. Release. I mean, if that doesn't go perfectly with this reading, this is your release card. So the keywords for this card are completion, neutrality, shift, alter, boundary, void, and receive. If you're going to do something at all, you might as well do it right the first time. Definitely a philosophy we've all heard once or twice. There is nothing truer than when making efforts to let go of something you no longer need or want in life. The idea of release is less about getting rid of something and more about changing your relationship to it. It's true we release physical things, but unless we change our relationship to them, we'll draw them back in another form. Letting go, then, is akin to refocusing your energy in another direction. To be able to do that, you'll need the information and understanding required to complete the process of release. Comprehending why you had something in the first place. Honoring its memory and grieving its loss. Oh my gosh. And finally, adjusting your attention to something that better serves your current needs. I always love when the cards just co-create together. But that was... I'm being told to just show you the card a little bit more. Okay, hold on. Let me get the card a little bit closer for you. This is... honestly such a pretty card. I see so many things happening here. But I like that the theme has been the same thing. Grieving, letting go, having faith, moving forward. Okay, we're going to do a couple of my Clarity Couture cards from my homemade deck I did. Been saying that I was going to make this deck available to others to use, and that was 6 years ago, and every time I go to like design the cards, I get all stressed out and stop, so it hasn't happened yet. I'm assuming it'll happen in the time that it's... All right, give some messages for Sagittarius, please. Okay, that's enough. All right. Judgment is ego's best friend. Okay, what are you judging? Are you judging yourself? Your ego is now being too hard on you, and that's becoming a hindrance to your growth. And remember, growth was one of your cards. The true test of self-love is how one handles the projections from another. Okay? So those projections could be coming from your ego. And you may need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah, I did that. Be who you needed as a child. All right? A belief is just a thought you continue to think. You change the thought, you'll change the belief. So, what thoughts do you have on repeat? What judgments do you have on repeat about yourself that are keeping you in this loop of fear? Every emotion felt is an energetic transmission. Every emotion felt is an energetic transmission. And if you are constantly living in thoughts of fear, you are cultivating a reality that will bring you reasons to fear. And it is also keeping you in a vibration of fear, which is inherently lower than a vibration of love or faith. So just simply by choosing to have faith, you're alchemizing the fear. DNA upgrades are healing and rewriting belief systems that no longer serve you. They're healing and rewiring belief systems. So you could be going through a purge right now. Like it may just feel like that purge, that going away, that giving up, that letting go could very well be the death of an old version of self. Okay, because we go through so many deaths and rebirths in life. So this could be significant of a death within self, and you're currently in the cocoon of rebirth, right? Deliberately create using focused intent. Like I'm hearing of a phoenix rising through the ashes. You're still burning right now. Okay, the phoenix burns up. You're in the burning process. Write it out. Trust yourself. Second guessing only happens in the mind. Okay, Sagittarius? All right, my lovelies. I hope that this helped you. I love, 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 love you so much. You go love you. Go do something wonderful for yourself. Go take yourself out for lunch. Go get some ice cream. Do something that you love. You deserve it. Okay, bye.